Hi guys, welcome back to TV's live coverage of the Corsair Vengeance Cup. I'm met as joined by Enzi and we are casting Against All Authority against Druckwell, and I've got to be honest with you guys, I'm still on the loading screen. The PvP.net lag that I had before, I'm not sure if that's delayed my delay even further, if that makes sense. But Enzi, can you see, are we in game yet?
Yeah, in game, although I have like an 8-second delay, so if I try and casting play-by-play stuff, it's going to be really delayed, so we're kind of in a bad situation here. Bass, take it away!
You can't hear Bass, he's just talking to Enzi at the moment. I just got into game, Bass, and can I confirm that we are 1 minute 10 through the game? Okay, so it has corrected itself after the loading screen. I just caught Ari getting took down there for first blood from Lee Sin, and the whole team there from Druckwell actually getting assist as well, so apologies for that. But fingers crossed all of the lag issues are a thing of the past now, NZ. And I think Bass said he had on the stream for you to watch live. Is that better for you?
I am there now. What minute are you on?
1 minute 35.
Okay, I'm about 2 seconds or 3 seconds behind, so that's going to be much better.
Alrighty, so again guys, apologies for those early technical difficulties, but they all will be fixed, and we are now going to be live into the action between Against All Authority and Druckwell. This is Corsair Vengeance Cup, and I believe this is round 2 or 3, and if you didn't know much about this tournament, it is best of 3 format and $10,000 up for grabs at the end, so very nice money on the line here. You'd have Ari facing off against Galio in mid, bot lane's going to be Ash and Janna facing off against Cogmore and Sona, and top looks to be Shen against Renekton, with the junglers respectively coming in with Nocturne and Lee Sin. So looking pretty good on the team comp there, NZ. I mean, Galio, of course, as we've said many times, is a great counter to those APs in mid, and mid to late game his ultimate can really turn the tide of a battle, so definitely one to watch out for.
Yeah,
Having said that, it's going to be a gank at top. Sorry to jump back in again there, NZ, but Renekton's going to come into heavy attack here from Lee Sin and Shen. I think he could go down. In fact, he's actually flashed away to save his life on level 1, but so overextended. Very nearly got took down for his mistake there. But right back at you, NZ. I apologise for that delay and that interruption. What were you going to say?
Well, the mid battle is going to be kind of standard. I think both, in the laning phase aren't really going to get much kills. They might go top or bottom for a gank, but I think what we really need to look out for is just them junglers. I mean, there was a big discussion in chat about, who would be the better with, giving them ganking opportunities. Personally, I do think Nocturne, he is a faster jungler, and we've just seen him, like, earlier on in the tournament. He's just been so good, and I think he's actually going towards top 4 again, Vince.
Yes, he is. Ignite's been put down onto Lee Sin. In fact, it's Shen, sorry. Nocturne has came up for the gank. Shen trying to taunt away for some maneuverability, but I think he's going to be caught out here from the Duskbringer. Is he going to be able to escape? Though that is the question. On such low health, surely Nocturne's going to pick up this kill. And Shen's actually going to manage to escape. Duskbringer does come in and land it there onto Shen, but he's too tanky to get dropped. Lee Sin's now going to return fire onto Nocturne as he tries to pull back. And that right there, in a nutshell, is why so many people want Shen to be nerfed or at least banned out. He's so tanky, and of course, late on in the game is a real game changer himself, of course, with Stand Unite. Renekton will get taunted. This surely is going to be Renekton dropping to Ignite. Indeed it will be. Second kill coming on the board for Druckwell. And I actually got told from Bass going into this game that Druckwell, they'd lost their jungler for some reason. He's either offline or perhaps he left the team, so they actually do have a substitute coming in. And the Lee Sin already looks to be very strong.
Yeah, I don't know what really Renekton was doing. I mean, he knew Lee Sin was about, but he pushed. He started pushing the lane. I don't really see the logic in that, but that's 2 kills gifted for Druckwell right now, and it's not looking good for their top lane. So Renekton already with 1 death, Ari with 1 death as well, and yeah, really beautiful ganking coming out from Lee Sin.
Indeed, so you're going to have Lee Sin and Shen both 1-0-1. And of course, Shen is one of those characters you simply don't want to allow to get tanky, because he is a real pain in the backside. And you could say, what was Renekton doing there at top lane, overextending? Hyde did look to be kind of caught with his pants down. But the end result is a death, and that's as simple as it needs to be, as Shen is going to be level 5, going to recall now, going to have some nice gold in his back pocket. So what's he going to go and build up? Well, the answer is 2 Doran shields, a couple of health pots, and a sight ward, of course, which he's going to put down around the river area. Bot lane, Sona very, very nearly falling. Both herself and Kog'Maw are going to go for that recall, and you can see that Yellow Star and N-Rated very, very much on full health, so they're really bossing that bot lane. What is the creep score difference here? Ash has picked up 36 creep score, and Kog'Maw on a fairly dismal 21, so that bot lane is definitely going against all authorities' favour right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need. They don't want Kog'Maw getting fed. We saw him get fed all through yesterday, and it is not nice stuff, because late game Kog'Maw's an absolute beast, destroys the tanks, and especially when he's not on the opposite team, and that's where you really want him to be. I mean, if he was on against All Authority, he could just go right through Shen, but they did pick Kog'Maw, so they weren't allowed to pick him, and yeah.
Yeah, as you're talking there, did see a gank onto Lee Sin, and Ari and Nocturne will pick up that kill. Lee Sin was kind of trying to make a nuisance of himself, perhaps trying to set up that gank onto Ari with Galio, but unfortunately he will get taken down. That gold difference now, 200 gold, which when you consider that Druckwell did get the first blood, and they have 2-1, actually shows how well Against All Authority are currently farming. And for me, Enzi, I'm not sure if you agree with this, obviously you did say Kog'Maw mid to late game is horrific to play against if he's farmed, but early game is really where you can catch him out. If you can stop that farm from occurring, Kog'Maw is by and large fairly useless. He really does need that farm and feed, and we're going to see him now trying to push on, and Galio has flashed and ultimated there. Janet on such low health, she's going to try and run a resolute smite, will land on her forehead, and Kog'Maw picks up the kill. So an exquisite gank coming in there from Platin on Galio, landing that ultimate to perfection. Now Ash is all by her lonesome, getting harassed up from Sona, and this is going to allow Kog'Maw to get some more farm on the board there. So great play from Galio, realising bot lane was starting to become a downhill spiral, and brings it back to equality.
That's exactly what I just love, Galio. That's exactly what I do as well. You know, put ward in that bush, ask for a ward to be put down, teleport down, boom, come in with the ultimate. It's a guaranteed kill every single time unless they have a ward or they're in the bush at the time he's teleporting. So great stuff coming out from Galio, and Druckwell, just as a team, is really going well.
Absolutely, they are definitely ahead right now in this game. No two ways about it, as that Galio has picked up the Chalice of Harmony, of course, is a real core item for him, Enzi. You play him quite a lot yourself. Would you say Chalice of Harmony is an absolute must-have item for Galio?
Yeah, his mana, it goes very, very quickly, so, you know, just getting that Chalice just helps him in lane a little bit. You don't need it as much late game, but it's definitely useful. Because obviously it allows him to farm creeps. Obviously he is a melee champion if you just auto attack, so yeah, it's definitely a core item for Galio, very important.
For sure it is, and he's now going to currently pull back. Let's have a look at the creep differential in mid. Going to have Galio on 52 creep score and facing off against an Ari with 63, so he is falling behind a bit there. Galio's a pretty decent farmer actually with his Resolute Smite and his Righteous Gust, can pretty much take a line of minions down when he so pleases, but he is against an Ari with that blue buff, and we could be seeing some action kicking off at bottom lane, or perhaps not. For a second thought we could see a 3-on-3 exchange. Not going to be the case, as both Nocturne and Lee Sin, the junglers, are going to pull back and alleviate any of that pressure. So it's just going to be back to that farm fest. Last time we checked, Kog'Maw was getting fairly out-farmed. That still appears to be the case. Currently on 45 creep score to Ash's 68. And Ash did go back and pick up a couple Doran's Blades. Going to see some action in mid here as Ari's trying to pop those ultimates. She's landing a lot of abilities and will take the Galio down finally with the Orb of Deception. Here comes Lee Sin trying to make amends for his fallen teammate's mistake perhaps there, but he's not going to be able to do anything as Ari will pull back. And as I said before, Enzi, Ari with blue buff, a real handful, and just showing exactly how right there.
Yeah, can just spam the Q, spam the E, all she wants all day, every single day, and you know, it's very useful. You know, it's really good for farming the creeps, and also just basically harassing the enemy mids. So yeah, great on Ari. She's quite blue dependent now. Obviously she did get nerfed, you could say, with her mana. Obviously it was going up since the Q. So yeah, definitely good on Ari.
Indeed, let's give Top a bit of love, because we haven't really followed them since the beginning, since those early ganks, and you could say a bit of a failure from Renekton overextended, and you could be making the same mistake here, as Lee Sin is going to be pushing towards the top. Shen, yeah, I mean, Renekton must know something's on. Obviously, he's seen Lee Sin now, but you just saw Shen go from being in the mindset of, okay, I'm going to recall, to, I'm going to rush at your face. So Renekton must have realised, oh, okay, Lee Sin's on his way up top. Even though Renekton doesn't have a ward down there, he could probably have picked that one up, but either way, you're going to have a team fight kicking off in mid, or perhaps not, as we did have a 3-on-2 situation there, but both of Against All Authority did pull back. Ari and Janna looked under the cosh, but they are going to alleviate themselves any problems there. Against All Authority have moved ahead on the goal difference actually by 300, and they are a kill and first blood down, so again showing that farm advantage on their side. Bot lane definitely going into the hands of Ashe, mid lane currently going into the hands of Ari by 12. She's on 87 to Galio's 75, and we are going to see a kill coming at top from Renekton. Will Renekton get dropped as well though? He has popped that Dominus, and he did have an ignite on him as well, but it doesn't seem to really affected him too badly, and he's now going to be going to that top tower, perhaps trying to take it down or recalling. On such low health, he can't really risk that Lee Sin just jumping up towards top and taking him out of the equation, so he is going to go and recall, and that's quite impressive, Enzi, because Renekton, his early game was really quite poor. Obviously he did get that death pretty early on from the gank and looked dead and buried, but now he's got that kill. He's got quite a lot of creep score to his name as well. He's on 84 creep score to Shen's 73. When you consider that he died quite early, quite impressive. Going to see a gank in mid from Nocturne as he pops that paranoia. Will take down Galio. Shen going straight back on there with the taunt. He has been exhausted, so all that damage is going to be completely nullified, and Shen getting absolutely crippled there from Ari and Nocturne as well. Nocturne is going to be able to pull back, and Against Authority for the first time in this game, Enzi, are actually a kill ahead and about 1.3k gold ahead as well.
Yeah, great recovery play, and it was just a great arrow from bot lane actually. Ashe with the arrow to actually start the fight in mid. Ari and Nocturne went on to Galio. Galio did try the taunt under the tower, so maybe Shen was trying to get a kill back. It wasn't going to happen though, as Ari just dashed away with that ultimate, and yeah, great play there. Obviously at top lane as well, Renekton did get a kill, and he's doing very well on farm actually. Definitely recovered from his really bad and poor early game.
Indeed, which is his own doing actually, because of that overextension. He did get punished. Now Lee Sin's going to come up towards top lane, going to try and defend that one from Renekton. He was looking to push that tower down. Renekton with a very early Hex Drinker, so a nice item for him, especially when you consider that he is against the likes of Galio. So he is going to just try and keep farming. Let's switch back to the action at bot lane, as it seems top lane is going to by and large come to nothing. What is the farm looking like? Well, Ashe has moved herself onto 106 creep score. Kog'Maw on a fairly pathetic 72 in comparison. I mean, I don't want to be too down on the players, but he's getting completely out-farmed that. And as we said before, Kog'Maw is one of those champions you simply have to get farmed because he's such a game changer late game, and so far he's not being allowed to do anything. So perhaps we're going to see some more ganks coming as that top tower is going to go down. Now Renekton's going to be pushing to the tower. We're going to have a 2-on-2 exchange here. Lee Sin and Shen versus Renekton and Nocturne. Renekton doesn't seem too interested. He's going to let Nocturne try and run back actually. And now Renekton has been kicked back from Lee Sin. Galio is also on his way. Nice taunt coming in from Shen there. Are we going to see an ultimate from Galio here underneath the tower? Renekton on such low health. Surely he's going to get dropped. He has popped his ultimate to make him tankier, but it's not going to stop that death from happening. And the Ashe arrow does come up from bot lane, but unfortunately a tiny bit too late. Of course, it does take quite a long time for it to travel from top to bottom or vice versa. And now Ari is in the Baron pit. She could get caught out here from Galio. They seem to know exactly what's going on. They do have that ward. She has been landed on from Lee Sin, doing a lot of damage, but there's the Galio ultimate. This could be a very dead Ari. She has managed to pick up the kill to Lee Sin. Will she be able to escape as well? She has double buffs now, has managed to flash away across. She's doing so much damage to them both chasing, and Nocturne is going to pop in with his paranoia, and this can actually be a complete role reversal as Shen will go down. The hunters become the hunted, and now Galio could have been getting jumped upon as well, but Nocturne instead opting just to get the farm. So really backwards and forwards exchange there at top/mid, and Against All Authority coming out on top purely down to that Nocturne ultimate.
Yeah, awesome stuff from Moma as well to actually get away. That's the good thing about Harry. She can just run away, spam the ability, she can just charm them, run away, Q, E, boom, and then it's just basically bye-bye, and then obviously Nocturne did come in as well with his ultimate to help her out, so really nice stuff from Against All Authority right there.
Yeah, that in a nutshell is why it's so dangerous to chase after an Ari, because of course an orb deception goes backwards and forwards like a pendulum of death, and anybody caught in that is going to take a lot of damage, and we just saw exactly there how much damage that can be. Looks like there could be a dragon kicking off, however there is a ward slap bang in the middle of this engage from Against All Authority, so Druck will know exactly what's coming here, and you're going to see two of their players pushing in. We're going to see a teleport coming from Galio onto that ward, Shen ultimating onto Galio, so big team fight coming off, but Lee Sin's going to get dropped instantly from Nocturne. Kog'Maw coming under a lot of damage from Ari. Look at that Ari, so much raw potential to be used, but she has been exhausted out. Going to go down as well. Janna using that ultimate to push away Kog'Maw and the other three players. Now Sona could be focused down from Nectar. Renekton is going to go and try and turn on that beast mode and perhaps take down this Shen who's trying to run away. Will take down that frag, and now it's all going to be down to Galio, who also gets dropped for Renekton. So you're going to have an ace and a triple kill from Druckwell Platin in amongst all of that. But unfortunately, it's not enough to stave this attack off, and that's going to be an easy Dragon Enzy, and you have to say it's looking fairly ominous now for Druckwell. Against All Authority seem to have woken up from their slumber, and they're starting to really get that teamwork down.
It's just great play from Momo. I mean, she was just, well, he or she, I don't even know. Just ultimate, that damage she was doing was just absolutely tremendous. What she actually got, she's got the Abyssal Scepter and the double Dorans. Yeah, she's just doing so much damage, and obviously they try to focus her down, and because she's such a pain to chase, she wasted so much time and so much HP from the likes of Druckwell that their teammates, they completely forgot about Ari's teammates, and boom, they just come out of nowhere. Renekton comes in with the triple, I think you said, and yeah, they just focused Ari so much. Ari was able to keep running and running, charmed away, and then her team just finished it off, even if she did die.
Yeah, I actually said Platin comes in for his triple kill. What of course I meant is Renekton took Platin down for Renekton's triple kill. So a big play there from Renekton. We were kind of questioning his early game decisions when he overextended and got caught out from Shen and Lee Sin. But since then it's been definitely in Renekton's favour. Look at that damage he's doing now onto Lee Sin. He has the Hex Drinker and the Phage. In the meantime, Ari is going to go onto Shen at top lane. She is doing so much damage, as we said a couple of times now. She has the Abyssal Scepter, the two Doran's Rings, and the Sorcerer's Shoes. So a lot of burst damage at 17 minutes 30. Now Sona is lingering around that jungle, perhaps going to try and pop off a crescendo and turn this in favour of Druckwell. Currently 12-5 behind. Renekton very, very tanky right now. And very aggressive as well, which I love to see. Renekton, big ultimate coming in from both Ashe and Sona there. But really, they're just going to cancel one another out, so denying any big team fight. Of course, the fact that Druckwell are underneath their tower pretty much is also going to signify that Against All Authority probably aren't going to risk that one just yet until they're a bit beefier and more farmed. But either way, 12-5 the scoreline, 28.7k goal coming in for Against All Authority, so the Frenchmen doing a pretty good job, and 21k coming in for the Germans, and 4 towers to 1 NZ, so a fairly big difference there. It's going to give positioning definitely in Against All Authority's favour, so the Dragon, for example, will be much more comfortable for them with that mid tower up on their side, and Druckwell really now have to rely on those wards, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see one of the Against All Authority players picking up the Oracle, perhaps Nocturne or Janna here.
Yeah, you should probably expect an Oracle soon, but I just have to ask myself, you know, there was a team fight that developed on, like we all saw. Galio's ultimate wasn't up, he teleported onto the wall directly. If it was just to scare Against All Authority or not, I'm not completely sure, but you kind of have to think, what would be the outcome if Galio actually popped his ultimate and had it up? Because then he would have gathered all of the players, you know, taunted them all in a global ultimate, and Ari wouldn't have been able to just run away like that.
Yeah, a couple of people in chat saying that N-rated is German. I realise that, guys, but Against All Authority, of course, are a French organisation. That's the reason I call them the Frenchmen, because they're, of course, representing that org. Either way, let's not get too taken down by semantics, as we're going to see aAa trying to pick up this kill onto Shen. The Ash Arrow did come up as well, but it's not going to land. Still though, I think aAa can pretty much solo this all by herself. Indeed she will. That damage is so incredible, and Shen just couldn't get away. He seemed like lost in no man's land there, running around like a headless chicken. And aAa, with that needlessly large rod as well now, is just putting down so much damage. She is going to get spotted from this ward in the bush, but I don't think she's going to care too much. And as I said before, NZ, of course, with the tower advantage here, you can see that Against All Authority are basically free just to roam around those jungles and pick up all those neutral creeps. And of course that is going to allow them to just get more and more farmed up, get the better items, then push onto that Baron and win the game ultimately. I cannot see how Druckville can come back from this one. It's going to take an absolutely exquisite ultimate from Galio, I think, to turn the tide of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if they want to come back, they have to do it soon. They have to try and get Baron. But with Against All Authority pushed this heavy, they can't do anything because all Against All Authority are doing, they're pushing every single lane. They go in bot, they go in top, they go in mid, and they just keep pushing, keeping Druckwell under pressure, making sure that they can't get any kills whatsoever.
Absolutely, and you can just see here that Yellow Star is just chilling out, going to take that tower down from range. Of course, playing Ash has the BF Sword, the Zeal, and a few Doran's Blades. Going to see Lee Sin through a second. I thought it was going to get caught out there. Sona has came with the crescendo flash and the ultimate from Galio, but completely neutralized. And now Ari's going to try and pick up the pieces. She's already picked up the kill into Kog'Maw. Now going on to Sona as well. Can she get the triple or the quadruple? Nice Ash Arrow coming in there, as you are going to see triple coming in from Mama there. Looking for the quadruple now onto Shen and Galio. Galio managing to get away. Shen flashing through the wall and taunting away. And you're going to see Nocturne chasing after him, but a nice resolute smite from Galio actually will slow him down, allowing Shen to run back with 140 HP. So huge team fight kicking off there. Have to feel a crescendo, and Galio ulti were kind of failed in the end. I mean, Janna just pushed Galio away, so completely useless Idol of Durand coming out from him. 16-7 the scoreline. Renekton and Nocturne are just going to try and take down these inhib towers, NZ. And again, you've just got to say, Against All Authority, look slightly ahead on pretty much every area in the game right now.
Well, absolutely. You've got aAa on 7 kills to 2. I think Nocturne might fall here from Shen. I think so.
He is getting chased down by Kog'Maw and Sona. He is going to get taken out from Kog'Maw. But yeah, it's not a real game changer, to say the least. It's not going to change too much up. In the meantime, Lee Sin is going to be chased down from 3 players. Ari's going to jump in once again. The damage is absolutely ridiculous. She's picked up a double kill, and now Ari is going to be dominating and godlike. Going to take down this blue, perhaps even get the kill onto Shen, who has to taunt away to save his life once again. Sona speeding him and Kog'Maw both up. As we said earlier, I mean, Kog'Maw can be a real game changer, but his early game wasn't necessarily too great. He's got a 145 creep score, he's 3-2-3, has Wriggle's Lantern, Zeal and the pickaxe, but if you compare it to Ash, who has the BF Sword, the Phantom Dancer, and probably going to be building towards Infinity Edge, then it's quite a big difference. But for me, the MVP in this match has definitely been Moma on that Ahri. It's just been so strong.
Yeah, Moma has been absolutely great on the Ahri. 9-2. We've got the Rabadons, the Abyssal Set, the Sorcerer's Boots, and the Double Dorans, and the damage that Moma's doing right now is absolutely amazing. She's just so useful in teamfights. She can just spam the armor away. Obviously, 3 dashes that give basically global damage to the enemy team. So really nice stuff coming out from Moma. She did just go back. What did she get? She got another needlessly large rod. Probably going to go for the, could go for a double Rabadons. Obviously the passive does not stack, but it still gives you that ability power, and I think a mid-fight is kicking off.
Yeah, going to have shutdown for Renekton coming in from Galio, Lee Sin and Sona. But again, these are just kind of small setbacks for Against All Authority right now. They're over 10k gold in advantage at 24 minutes. I mean, that is absolutely massive. That is a landslide victory in that department right now. They have complete control over the jungle. So if you have a look at the ward coverage, Against All Authority have pretty much total control over that jungle. Again, we're going to see a kill coming in from Ahri onto Shen. Shen, I'm not entirely sure what he's doing, perhaps trying to get some farm or apply some pressure onto Against Authority. All he did though was take himself out of the game for 30 seconds, so not great from him at all there. And you know, NZ, I mean, a lot of people do find that Shen is an extremely strong you could even say, go as far to say, overpowered champion, but this game, he has been completely neutralized. Hasn't really been a factor, to be entirely honest with you. I mean, you had Renekton against Shen there, and Lee Sin came in a couple of times, but by and large, Renekton had the upper hand in every single department over that Shen.
Yeah, unless there was a Lee Sin gank, pretty much Shen was just completely outplayed from Renekton. So really nice stuff from Renekton. Like I was saying about Harry's build, probably going to go for the Zonias though. Maybe if she gets into a bit of trouble or a cooldowns kick in, she's just going to pop it so she doesn't lose any HP whatsoever. But I kind of think it's over for now for Druckwell. I think against all authority are just looking way too strong right now.
Yeah, they are just applying severe pressure pretty much all over the map right now. You got aAa just kind of spamming across at top lane, the rest of the team congregating around that mid, and aAa by herself, sorry, not aAa, Ashe of course by herself at bot lane, just going to be farming up, taking that tower down, and pretty much whenever against all authority feel like it, they can take down this this Baron. They have such good ward coverage over the jungle, they're going to be able to see Druckwell absolutely light years before they even get to that Baron, so they can pull back if there needs to be, or take it down if they feel confident enough to do so. But they are completely crushing every single lane right now. Top lane very nearly going to drop, in fact may do so. Mid lane has gone down while I was talking. The inhib now exposed, and against authority going to try and take that one out of the equation. Probably well, I thought for a second they were going to take the inhib and go top, but instead they are going to pull back as they realised a couple of their players were on relatively low health and mana. Still just lurking around that top tower is going to go down. Nocturne trying to kind of harass more than anything else. And seems that Druckwell are going to try and push against all authority back, and would be too surprised if against all authority take the jungle one more time, recall, buy up nicely, go for a Baron, and then push it home strong.
Yeah, completely agree. Ari did just actually go back, get the Zonia, so yeah, she can just basically freeze herself for, I think it's 2 seconds, Vince. So yeah, she did go back. She did try and ultimate under the tower on towards Galio. Galio escaped with literally probably 150 HP, and Ari was taking too much damage from the tower, so forced her to go back. She is going to get that blue buff now, so Ari can just spam away the Q all she wants and the charms whenever she pleases, and I think they're just going to gather up now in mid, or even go for that Baron. You know, they've already got one inhib down, they've got the top tower down as well, so there's only an inhib down, 2 down. No, they didn't actually get mid inhib down. Oh, I actually thought they got it down. Oops.
They did, but it's only a matter of time before they do, so it looks like they're not too interested about Baron right now. Maybe want to, you know, try and destroy one of these inhibs before they do so the super minions are going to push, and Druckwell can't push out too much to try and stop that Baron in its tracks, and it would appear that that top inhib is going to be destroyed any second now from Nocturne, and probably going to go for the mid afterwards. In the meantime, aAa is just going to harass Shen. Look at that damage from Shen. Renekton in the meantime has been really badly hurt from Galio. Galio trying to chase, but a beautiful Howling Gale comes in from Janna, and that will save Renekton, who is now going to try and pick up that blue. Mid inhib is fairly badly damaged here. Going to have Nocturne popping in with his paranoia. Ashe's arrow did land square onto Kog'Maw. Ari's going to jump in there, get the kill onto him, looking for a second. Shen ultimate has been used onto Lee Sin. Not going to make a difference as Ari picks up her second kill. Ashe in the meantime will take out Galio, and Sona actually picking up the kill onto Nocturne. So a bit of an odd one there, but either way, Ashe has picked up her second kill, and that was a 4-for-1 exchange with just Nocturne falling for against all authority. Good game has been called, the surrender comes in. Remember, this is best of 3, guys, so the game is not over just yet, Enzi, but Druckwell have a high mountain to climb. It has to be said, they have to win the next game.
Yeah, and after a strong performance from against all authority like that, I'm not sure how they're going to do it. So we're just going to have to wait and see how Druckwell play this second round. Obviously, against all authority, have got the first and they've got the upper hand. So all they need is one more game, one more win, and they will be advancing through.
Absolutely, guys. So we'll take a quick commercial break while we wait for the invitations to come in so we can get right into this second matchup. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for the second game in the Corsair Vengeance Cup between Against All Authority and Druckwell.